Good morning, everybody. Coming to you from a new location in Okaloosa County, Florida, with a spot that's dominated mainly by Sarracenia flava. Most of what we got are Regalia, like this guy right here. Your basic yellow with a cutthroat pattern. But then every now and then you get what's called variety Cupria. It has the copper colored lid. But sometimes they almost look exactly the same as the Regalias until they start to color up, and then they'll start to get that copper top. But they definitely stand out. You know, this copper top, say, aside from this all green one. Yeah, very diverse species. Has to be my favorite species of Sarracenia by far. And there's some big guys out in this field. Yeah. It's gonna be a good day today. Look at this guy. It's kind of hard to really show off the size. I mean, I got kind of big hands, and I mean, look at that. That's a big Sarracenia. Getting kind of lewd with it out here. I didn't ask her permission first. Sorry. Alright, let's see what else we got. So this is another place to exhibit how these Sarracenia hybridize. Because in this bog we got, I think, around 4 different species of Sarracenia. And this is Sarracenia flava. And over here we have Sarracenia leucophylla, the white top pitcher plant. And now when they're in such close proximity, they breed together and make a very, very various and beautiful hybrid known as Sarracenia morii. And that's what you're seeing right here. And you could see the influence of both parents, the white spotting of the leucophylla, and the kind of overall, you know, shape of the flava. And definitely one of my favorite wild hybrids, just because they come in so many different shades. Like that one was a little on the dark side. You come over here, and here's one that's has a lot more leucophylla influence in it. Still got that deep red throat though. And now over here we have an even darker specimen. And look at this guy. This guy has a particularly crazy lid. Look at that. That is an exceptional Sarracenia right there. That's fantastic. Yep, Sarracenia morii, cross between Sarracenia flava and Sarracenia leucophylla. Here we got a particularly strange Sarracenia morii. Look at the angular lip on this guy. That's pretty good. I mean, the diversity when these guys hybridize is just crazy. I mean, because that's Sarracenia morii, and here, that's also Sarracenia morii, and there, that's also Sarracenia morii. He's kind of torn. but just the diversity is just insane. There's the tagalons. Wave hi, guys. All right, see what else we got going on over here. Now, we were in Alabama the other day that had a ton of the Sarcinia Leucophylla, but out at this location, you know, they just kind of look a lot different. Some will have a lot more white in them. They're generally more tall. Good stuff. Good stuff. Here's another good variety of Sarracenia morii. Now, I came to this location before. This is my 3rd year here, and this is actually the least amount of pictures I've seen because this area needs a good burn. Yeah, this species is dependent on the burn cycles to knock out competing vegetation. And you see a lot of Zyra Moth activity around here, like that scaling or the where it looks like something's been eating the pitcher. If you look down in there, there's probably a moth larva. We can't see, but yeah, the Zyra Moth. This is the Sarracenia is the host plant of the Zyra Moth, and he goes down in there and lays his eggs, and the caterpillar eats the pitcher. And you know, I find them kind of everywhere with wild Sarracenia. It's just kind of part of nature. It shows you that a carnivorous plant isn't free from being preyed upon themselves. All right, on we go. Now here we have a particularly showy specimen. You know, he's a little bit shorter than all the green Sarracenia flava growing around him, but having this many species of pitcher plant in a bog causes so much, you know, hybridization, and then they back cross, and then they back cross again over generations and generations and generations, and just you end up with all sorts of crazy patterns. Like this guy probably has Leucophylla, Sarracenia flava, and probably a little bit of Sarracenia purpurea in it too, for, you know, just its short little tubby stature. And it's, you know, and it's impossible to know because they've been out here for thousands of years, millions of years, just crossbreeding over and over and over again. You know, somehow, you know, something like that mixed with something like this, you know, made that red guy over there. And it's just amazing. The diversity of this one spot alone is just, yeah, it's just absolute eye candy for anybody that likes carnivorous plants. Yeah, it's just like straight up Sarracenia porn. It's not even right. It's gross. It's menial. Well, yeah, even down here too. Check this out. Sarracenia Noxia. They like to stick to the wetter parts. And you can even see their the red flowers still coming up too. Great place, great place, great place. My favorite place. I always said if I die and I go about being, you know, cremated, I told good friends of mine to take me to this very place and subsequently feed me to the plants that I love. Yeah, just dump my ashes right inside of the pitcher. Oh boy. On we go. Now, all the varieties of Sarracenia flava you see out here, Regalia is the most common, of course, but they also get the biggest. I mean, the lid on this guy is just kind of comically large. Like, comically large. Like, that's the size of almost my whole hand. The lid on that guy. I mean, they don't get a lot of love, you know, with the collectors, but I love me some Regalia. They just look very regal, and and they're just always the biggest. I mean, out in this field, like when I'm going to go closer to the water here, there's probably some 3-footers, maybe even more. You know, and intermixed with just absolutely perfect Sarracenia Noxiae. Awesome. On we go. Alright, now down here, the other video I made earlier when we were in Liberty County, there was a lot more Sarracenia flava var ornata, which is my favorite. But down here, you know, in Okaloosa County, you can find them too. They're just a little bit few and far between, but they have a whole different look to them. They probably have some sort of, you know, hybrid influence, but that's just a fantastic plant. I love seeing the Ornata varieties from place to place I go. Like, look at that guy. That's all kinds of good stuff. Simply fantastic. A little bit closer to the water here, so I'm kind of, you know, knee deep in the mud. But all kinds of good stuff, you know. Here, flava var Regalia mix. Got some pristine Sarcinia Noxia. And down here, we got another hybrid. Wow, this guy's looking great this year. Wait till you guys get a hold of this. This is a huge specimen of Sarracenia Noxia. Now this is Sarica Rosea mixed with Sarcinia Noxia, and that is just a robust plant, as you can see. Beautiful coloration. Smells amazing too. I mean, when you're around these many Sarracenia, you can just kind of smell the nectar. It's kind of intoxicating and amazing. My own little personal drug. Alright, see what else we got. And here we have a particularly interesting hybrid. This guy down right here. Now it looks like most people would just call it Sarracenia Rosea, but I see some Sarracenia flava influence in there too, with the all yellow flowers and that kind of halfway in between form. And they're right next to even hybrids of a different variety. Just showing the hybridization in these fields is amazing. And I mean, Okaloosa County is second to none when it comes to varieties to see in one spot. Hands down. Now here we have a rather impressive clump of Sarracenia Noxia, or the Parrot pitcher plant, with their beautiful red flowers. And their traps hugging the ground. This is a really big patch. I mean, this is probably a big old interconnected rhizome that's, you know, decades old. Yeah, the parrot pitcher plant's a really weird one. It's the only Sarracenia that, when they get completely flooded, these little lobster pot traps here. See if I can show you. There's only a hole right on the inside of where my thumb is. So it acts like a little crab trap or a lobster pot when a bug gets in there. And even when this is underwater, they get algae inside and little things like tadpoles and minnows and stuff like that will come into the pitcher trying to get the algae, and they get trapped in there. So this is really the only Sarracenia that can complete the trapping process when it's completely submerged in water. It's kind of amazing. Parrot pitcher plant. One more look at those flowers. Nice. Nice blood red swamp umbrella in Okaloosa County. Oh, I'm enjoying my birthday weekend. So here's a perfect example of that Zyra moth I've been telling you guys about. The moth species that takes advantage of the pitcher plant. You can see the moths inside of here right now. There they are. Now those guys are gonna lay eggs in this pitcher, and their larvae is gonna eat it from the inside out. Yep. Sorry, calling to some friends over there. So here we are on the other side of the lake in Okaloosa County here, and we have a native milkweed, which is always nice to see. Florida has a lot of native milkweeds. This one is Asclepius Longifolia. I mean, look at that guy. That's absolutely gorgeous. I was really hoping I would get to see some milkweeds when I'm out here. I'm really just starting to get into them. Let's see if I can get you right up in there. Yeah, Asclepius Longifolia. These guys have a really weird pollination mechanism. Like the leg, or the bug's leg gets trapped on a little stigmatic slit, pulls it out and goes into the next one. And these are a really, really good host for native butterfly species. Hope we get to see some more milkweeds around here. And I mean, they're right here with the Sarracenia too, and the lovely Erin Michelli. Yeah, there she is. But yeah, Asclepius Longifolia. Beautiful. That white and purple. Alright, on we go. So here we have a particularly large Sarcinia Noxiae. That's Sarracenia flava times Sarica Rosea. And that is a big guy. I mean, the lid on that. I really, really like the hybrids. And I mean, his lid is tipping over so hard to where it's almost shutting off the trap. Impressive specimen. On we go. Here we got a nice patch of Sarracenia flava var Cupria, the copper top pitcher plant. You can see that beautiful orange copper lid, and they do stand out from the Regalia that's around them. I mean, you got your straight up Regalia right here that classic cutthroat, yellow top, and then right to the side of it, they change up. Just that touch of bronze makes them a different variant. And absolutely beautiful. Yep, Sarcinia flava var Cupria. And there's some big ones out here. I'm gonna go ahead and get obscene with it again. Yep. Whole hand disappears in there. Yep, I'm gonna get picked on for that one. And here we have a nice population of Tricera filiformis var Tracei. Very beautiful. Their flowers have already closed up for the day. Oh, sorry, almost dropped the camera. They just add a gorgeous backdrop to the Sarracenia over there. So here we got another species of terrestrial orchid. Let's see if I can get it to focus on this little guy. Yeah, there we go. This is a species of Sparranthes. There we go. Now I'm thinking Sparranthes precox. I'm not quite sure exactly. Kind of on his way out, but I mean, if you get up close, you can see that crystalline veination or crystalline pattern. There we go. Another cute little terrestrial orchid you'll find out here in the bogs. Sparranthes, maybe precox. I'm not a professional in these, so you'll have to bear with me. Still cool though. Alright, down here we got another really cool hybrid. Another Sarracenia Noxiae, which is Sarracenia flava times Sarica Rosea. And yet again, a big guy with a very impressive lid. Beautiful veins. I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Let's see the back end of him. Sometimes the back's almost as good as the front. Yeah, that's a big one.